So good day everyone. Our project is entitled DigiCrop, a web-based interactive crop growth simulation application for farming decision making and field analysis. So DigiCrop is designed as a digital farming simulation tool that helps users understand how different farming decisions can affect crop growth and yield. The main idea of this project is to provide a risk-free environment where farmers can experiment with crop planning without affecting real crops or real farmland. Before transitioning to our DigiCrop prototype, let us summarize the issues identified in the study. So the study found that farmers face challenges in experimenting with farming strategies and understanding how different environment and biological factors influence crop performance. Existing tools also provide limited visual interaction and limited support for comparing different farming approaches, making strategic planning and decision making more difficult. So our DigiCrop addresses these challenges by providing a web-based interactive crop simulation platform that serves as a risk-free digital sandbox. Through a rule-based engine, users can manipulate farming variables such as soil quality, water levels, weather conditions, pest intensity, and more. Then immediately observes their effects on crop growth and yield estimates.
For the current prototype, we use Godot Engine as the main development platform. Godot is a game and simulation engine that supports 2D interactive application, which makes it for building a visual crop simulation. The native programming language uses the GDScript. GDScript Godot's built-in scripting language, and it is used to control the crop logic, toolbar action, the progression, crop growth stage, UI panels, and yield calculation. For the interface, we use Godot built-in system and UI nodes such as texture button, control, label, and canvas layer. This allow us to create the toolbar, the controls, status panel, harbor result panel, and simulation history panel. For the visual assets, we use 2D image asset such as crop sprites from tiles, tool icons, weather icons, and UI elements. These assets help make the simulation easier to understand because user can visually see the condition of the farm. For the database, the current prototypes uses temporary and memory storage. This means that simulation data such as current day status and harvest history is stored while the application is running. In the full web-based version, this can be upgraded to a real database such as MySQL, PostgreSQL, or Firebase, depending on the project requirements. For IPs and external services, the current prototype does not yet depend on third-party IPs. However, future version can integrate whether crop database or IoT-based farm sensor data to make the simulation more realistic. For server configuration, the prototype currently runs locally. In the full web-based development, the application may use back-end server such as Node.js with database server for storing user accounts. Crop scenarios saved from farm layouts, and harvest records.
So technology adoptions considerations. So we choose Godot and Didascape because of the project needs strong visual interactions. Since DigiCrap is not just a form-based system but a simulation, the technology must support 2D graphics, interactive controls, and real-time visual feedback. Godot is also lightweight and free to use, which is important for student prototype and for a system embedded to be low cost. It allows us to quickly build and test figures such as planting, harvesting, crop movement, and status monitoring. The use of rule-based logic was also intentional. Instead of using expensive AI models or large datasets, the prototype used clear agricultural rules, for example, for soil, lack of water, high pest intensity, or service disease, can reduce crop health and estimated yield. This makes the system more understandable and easier to explain to user. For the future database, we should choose a database based on cost, easy of deployment, and reliability. If the system needs structured records and report, MySQL or PostgreSQL would be sustainable, or the system wants faster web development and real-time scanning. Power-based could also be considered. Read this for use. Base could also considered.
In the full version of DigiCrop, the backend will serve as the connection between the user interface, the database, and any external services. For example, the front-end or simulation interface will send user actions to the backend. This action may include saving the farm layout, recording crop condition, storing a harvest result, or loading previous simulation history. The backend such as Node.js will process this request and communicate with the database. The database will store information such as user profile, crop scenarios, environmental settings, crop growth records, yield result, and comparison history. If we integrate external APIs in the future, the backend will also be responsible for connecting to them. For example, a weather API could provide real weather data that simulation can use as a condition. The backend would request the weather data, format it, and send it to the simulation system. This setup is useful because the front end does not need to directly access the database or external APIs. The backend controls the data flow, applies validation, and protects sensitive information.
So among the chosen technologies, yung pinaka-expensive or risky integration point is yung paggamit ng mga external services, especially if mag-integrate kami ng like real-time weather APIs, IoT sensors, or yung mga advanced predictive analytics in the future. So yung mga integrations na to is they can become really expensive because baka mag-require sila ng internet connectivity at mga kailangan bayadan na API access, hardware devices, or mga high-end hardware devices, mga cloud hosting, and continuous maintenance. They can also be risky kasi yung system is magdedepend siya sa external data sources, which is hindi siya ganun lagi available or accurate. So our contingency plan is to keep the system rule-based and offline capable. So if magkaroon man ng problema sa budget, so si DigiCrop is kaya pa rin niya mag-function using the manually selected variables like yung soil quality, water condition, weather, sunlight, and etc. So this means yung mga user kaya pa rin nilang gamitin, kaya pa rin nilang mag-simulate ng different farming scenarios without the need of expensive equipment or constant internet access. So the system can start as a low-cost decision support and learning tool, and then later mag-expand with database integration and APIs and real-time data once na yung resources become available. So that's all po for our presentation sa prototype namin na si DigiCrop, a web-based interactive crop growth simulation application for farming decision making and yield analysis. So thank you for watching.